prison where God waited for me. The true story of Pastor Yoon Chi-young. Before the chains, before the headlines, I thought I knew God. I was a pastor, young, burning with faith, called to the forgotten. I had moved from Korea to Australia as a youth pastor, helping immigrant teens who'd lost their way. Most of them came from broken homes, drugs, abuse, abandonment. To them, the church was the only safe place left. The orphans, the abandoned, the children who grew up with anger instead of fathers, silence instead of mothers. I loved them fiercely. And one of them destroyed me. She was 17, broken, desperate, searching for love in all the wrong arms. She started skipping school. Her mother called me, desperate. "Pastor, please, she's out of control." I found her with friends, who were older, rough, already broken by the world. I only wanted to help to bring her home, before she disappeared completely. When I reached out to pull her back, from the edge everything exploded. One word. Twisted. One story. Misunderstood. One accusation. And my entire world collapsed. I used to preach that truth always prevails, but truth lost that day. I stood in that courtroom not as a shepherd, but as prey. The headlines screamed monster, predator, criminal. Even my own reflection seemed to believe them. They dragged me away in chains. No one listened, not the police, not the courts, not even some in my church. In one day, I went from preaching grace to begging for it. A foreign prison, a foreign language, a foreign hell. And God? Silent. The cell stank of sweat and fear. Every door slammed like thunder. The men inside were killers, dealers, broken souls, and I was their new target. At first, I prayed for rescue. God, you know the truth. Get me out of here. Days passed, weeks, months. No answer. So I stopped praying for rescue. I started praying for death. It wasn't the walls that broke me, it was the silence. Heaven's silence. The silence of everyone I loved. The deafening, crushing silence of a God who seemed to have forgotten my name. Every day, I watched men destroy each other, fists, blood, curses, screaming, at a God they hated. Days blurred together. I saw things I can't unsee, beatings, blood, men losing their minds. I started to wonder if God could even find me here. And I thought, is this where you brought me, Lord? To die in a cage, branded a liar? Then one night, in the suffocating dark, I opened a Bible. A missionary had given it to me years ago. I'd never needed it. Until now. My eyes fell on Psalm 22. I am a worm, and not a man, scorned by everyone, despised by the people. I froze. Those words, they weren't just poetry, they were Jesus. Falsely accused, mocked, abandoned, crucified as a criminal. And in that moment, I realized, he had been here before me. In this shame, in this isolation, in this hell. I wasn't alone in that cell. He was sitting beside me. In the dark, quiet, present, holy. And I broke. Not in despair but in surrender. Everything changed after that night. I stopped begging God to get me out. I started begging Him to come in. And He did. He came through whispered prayers in the dark, through trembling hands of violent men who asked me to pray for them. We weren't supposed to preach inside. If the wrong man heard, you'd get beaten, or worse. But the moment I prayed for one man, another came. Then another. Soon, the guards started whispering, "The Korean pastor is changing the block." Through miracles I still can't explain, I saw atheists sweep over scripture. Gang members call me pastor, men with blood on their hands, now holding Bibles in them. That 6x8 cell became a sanctuary. The chains stayed on my wrists, but they fell off my soul, because freedom isn't the absence of walls, it's the presence of God. After a year, the impossible happened. My case was reopened, my sentence reduced. The gates swung open. I walked out, a free man. But here's the truth: I had already been freed long before. Outside those walls, I faced the hardest battle of all. Freedom felt strange. I couldn't sleep with the lights off. When it rained, I'd stand outside and let it soak me, just to remind myself I wasn't trapped anymore. Forgiveness. Forgiving the girl who lied. Forgiving the system that condemned me. Forgiving the God who stayed silent while I screamed. Years later, I stood at an altar to be ordained. Hands rested on my head, prayers rose around me, and suddenly a vision. My cell again. Only this time, the air shimmered with light, and a voice said, "I was there. Every day. Every night. I didn't send you there to punish you. I sent you there to find me." Now, when people ask me why God allows suffering, I tell them about that cell in Sydney, where the ground was cold, but heaven was near. Because sometimes, grace doesn't come wrapped in comfort, it comes disguised as captivity. And the walls meant to break you, may be the altar where God remakes you. So to anyone walking through injustice right now, to anyone sitting in a silent cell of your own, betrayed, abandoned, screaming at a God who won't answer, He's not late. He's there. And when you finally walk out, you won't just be free, you'll be reborn. The man who lived this story is real. He never wanted fame, only that others might find hope where he once found hell. This is the true story of Pastor Yoon Chi-young, once a prisoner in Australia, now a pastor in Sydney, preaching the grace that set him free. If this story wrecked you, subscribe to Mustard Seed Stories, where every week, we share real stories of pain, healing, and grace that remind you, God meets you in the darkest places.